Welcome back, everybody, of the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS and Opens Channel 67 and 68. And we have some wonderful people on the line from the Community Connections for Youth, Shaniqua West, Arthur Markland, and Lisette Nieves. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
And give yourselves a big round of applause. There you go. Tell us all about your program and what you're doing right about now.
So we are Community Connections for Youth. We're a Bronx-based organization, and our focus is alternative to incarceration. And we do that by providing direct service to youth and families that have been impacted by the juvenile justice system, as well as providing training and technical support to system and community stakeholders to increase their capacity to work with juvenile justice involved youth. And
well, you got. Go ahead.
This pandemic, is unprecedented and has forced us to move to a virtual platform. By nature of our name is Community Connections for Youth, right? So
I understand you 100%. I'm sitting in my studio right now, and I'm a community guy. I make all the appearances with all the municipalities and all the nonprofit organizations, but I'm doing the same thing that you guys are doing. But how are you handling this?
We're used to connecting with our people in person, but we've had to shift and modify. So we've been connecting with our people over the phone, on Zoom, moving programs that we've done in person onto a virtual platform, which takes a lot of planning.
Yeah.
Some of the things that we've been doing during this pandemic is we're collaborating with a restaurant called La Morada. They have donated 100 meals to our families. So on Saturdays, we get in our cars and we drive around and we get to get that face-to-face connection and deliver the meals thanks to their donation.
Yeah.
We have a Breaking Bread program, which is a cooking program, and we usually do it with an organization called Cumpanis, which is a community cooking school. They have a beautiful commercial kitchen in the Bronx. Cumpanis, yes.
Cumpanis.
And we've moved it to a virtual platform. We got some additional funding. So Arthur delivered all the ingredients they need for the recipes, all the supplies they need for the ingredients, in addition to an essential pantry kit. And tonight we are starting our first virtual platform cooking classes, which is
what?
Yep.
And Shaniqua's cooking too. Arthur's cooking.
No, I won't be there.
You're burning or cooking?
I'm cooking, but I'm not burning.
The premise of that is really to it's a family thing. So the young person and the adult are working together to cook the meals together. So now we're going into their homes via Zoom and we're trying something new.
There you go. That's wonderful. Arthur, how does that feel going in and delivering that food like that?
It's been awesome to be able to have a hands-on in helping people that need. This pandemic has some people in dire straits.
Yeah.
And so therefore, it may not be much, but the little bit that we can do, I'm so happy to help. I was very taken aback by a woman that I delivered the Breaking Bread supplies to. She was so appreciative. If it were not for COVID-19, she would have hugged me.
Yeah. So she gave you a virtual hug.
Yes, she did.
Everything's virtual right about now.
So, well, it wasn't virtual because I was actually delivering to her. So social distancing with a mask. She just said verbally how appreciative she was.
Yeah, that's a hug right there. I'll take that. That's
right.
Wonderful. And then Shaniqua, what part are you playing?
So in the beginning, when we first started delivering meals, I did it 2 Saturdays in a row. I run a girls program, but I'm one of the co-founders of one of our girls programs called Urban Girl Magic.
Yeah.
Usually it runs every Thursday, face to face. I'm so used to being with the girls, but now like we're trying to, like, since we're doing everything virtually, it was so good to see them in person. I couldn't give them the hugs that I wanted, but we felt it. We definitely felt the love, the connection, the energy. So yeah, it was heartfelt.
Yeah. So in doing this, what stands out in your mind? Any one thing that stood out in your mind that really touched you?
Is that for anybody? Any one of us?
Say that again.
Is that for any one of us to answer?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. One thing that stood out in my mind was I can't wait for this to be done and over with, so we can get back to engaging in person and going on trips and doing things together. So I just can't wait for this to be over with, and just thinking about like how can we support them more, especially like with everything being virtually, like especially school. How do we support our young people with like school through Zoom or FaceTime? So that's definitely been on my mind and standing out.
Yeah. And any plans on how to support them?
Yeah, so with Zoom, we're able to like share screens, so our young people like can share their screens, and like we can support them and help them with like what they need help with, so we can visually see like their work, and also advocating for like, you know, use your resources, like reach out to your teacher as well.
Yeah.
If you can get, you know, in contact with them, we're here to help, and we have like some college students that also don't mind tutoring.
Community connections for youth. Lisette, is this more difficult for you now that you're doing everything from home? You don't have to run around in the community?
This is more difficult, but somehow I find a way to get out and be in the community. You know, like I found myself in this pandemic, like when I was reaching out to families and they expressed a specific need that they had, like I jumped on the opportunity to get out of my house. And like, you know, for one young man, you know, he's just used to coming to our office every single day, you know, and for him, every single day he would call me and he'd be like, is the office open yet? Is the office open today? And I'm like, sweetie, the office is not open, you know, but he was longing for that connection. So I got on my bike, you know, and I brought him some snacks that he's used to having in our office. And, you know, we had a socially distant visit, and I've done that several times.
Yeah. Wow.
I get out, you know, and if there's a need, I'm going to go meet it if I can, you know.
I know, you just got to be careful, extra careful out there now.
Yeah, I mean, I go out with my mask and my gloves, and, you know, I make sure that like I'm socially distant. But, you know, this pandemic is not going to stop the
now
work.
They say you got to be more than 6 feet now. They said 6 feet's not enough. So
wow.
You have to go down the block somewhere. Arthur, how are you dealing with it?
As a parent coach, because that's my title, I'm just there for the families as much as I can. We've had a couple of incidents where we needed to do crisis intervention.
Yeah.
And I was able to go and pick up the youth and speak with them and de-escalate the situation. With the collaboration that we have with the Department of Probation, we're able to just constantly contact the families, just making phone calls, making sure everybody's okay, making sure they have what they need, supplies, food. And ATS, the same thing. We have families that have young people that are still in detention in Horizon. And we are able to call and contact these families and make sure that they're okay.
It seems like you guys are standing in the gap, you know, helping people, because people can fall, like Lisette said, you know, the young man is used to coming to the office all the time, so he couldn't come. So she went out to him. So, but if she didn't do that, maybe he would have had time to get involved in something that maybe wouldn't be favorable for him and end up in jail again or something like that. So you guys are standing in the gap, helping people to stay out of trouble, helping families. Do you find that there's more domestic violence now with people staying indoors? Are people calling you on that or what?
I can answer that if you don't mind. I don't see any domestic violence. I really see people coming together. They are coming
together.
Yes, I see people really pulling, because people are fearful as what this thing is. We really don't understand all the particulars of this virus and how it's transmitted. We're hearing things on the television and radio, but people are scared, and they're depending on each other. We come together as a community.
Lisette?
I think that there is a varied response to this pandemic. Like, I think, like what Arthur says, is that this does give people an opportunity to come together. Like, I know one family, her young man was out and about. Like, it was hard for her to keep him home, but she actually got sick, right? And that scared the Jesus out of him. So, like, he became that, like, real doting son that took care of his mom. And then, like, after she got better, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, he got scared, and she's really excited that he made that shift. But then you have other young people who were in chaos before this pandemic, right? And now they're forced to be in the house, you know what I'm saying? So it has exacerbated some situations, but I find that, like,
it brought people together also.
It's brought people together, and the beauty of our families is that they utilize their resources. Like, I had a mom that had a altercation with her daughter yesterday, and she was like, "I just need somebody to talk to."
We thank you for your services, and we really, really appreciate what you guys are doing with our youth. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're happy to do it.
Yeah, Lisette, where can we go for more information on that?
www.cc-EffersonFrankY.org,
which stands for
Community Connections for Youth.
.org.
.org.
Hey, thank you guys so much. Lisette Nieves, Arthur Markland, and Shaniqua West. We love you guys, and thank you for your service.
Thank you. Everybody be safe. Wash your hands.
There you go. Wash your hands. Thank you guys for your service, and we'll catch you another day, another way. We love you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
More
you.
BronxNet on the way. Stand by.